Hello, everyone, and welcome back to NextDev FM. My name is Ryan Vogel, and I'm joined by my co-host here.
And Guswin.
And today, look at that. We got a little bug up there, Dan. Did you see that bug right there? We got
I
a we
hate
got a.
bugs.
I know I hate bugs, but wait, our sponsor that's right here squashes bugs instantly without even you having to worry about it. Isn't that crazy?
Wow,
I
that
know.
is awesome.
So thank you to CodeRabbit for sponsoring all NextDev Lives. You can check them out at devlink.run/CodeRabbit. CodeRabbit automates your PR review. I could say stuff about it, but just go try it out. devlink.run/CodeRabbit. Add it to your repositories, push a PR, and it will just explain itself why you need it. It's just the best code review tool ever, like ever. I use it on everything. But today we are going to be bringing forth our special guest who has had a extremely wild journey in this Twitter tech world that has landed them a job at Vercel. Please welcome Lakshay. How you doing? Oh,
Hi, hi
there we
Ryan
go.
and Dan. Hi, Ryan.
Awesome. How you doing
Hello.
today?
Yeah, pretty awesome. It's here like 10:30 p.m. right now,
Oh,
so
really?
it's night. Yeah.
Nice. Then how's your night? um, so we'll get started with the we start every episode like this. Give us a 2 minutes overview of who you are and what you do.
Okay. So let me start. So my name is Lakshay. My name like means target in English. So I'm pretty much focused every time, like as you can see. So yeah, talking about myself. So I am 21 years old and I've recently graduated from my university in with computer science. And I'm a designer, builder, like I do a bunch of stuff, basically. So like there is no one definition to define me either way. So yeah, and I worked with T3.chat team with the like redesign and all. I use like pretty famous app right now. So yeah, and like recently I've got opportunity to join Vercel design team in Berlin. So yeah, pretty excited for that.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's definitely a journey from going to essentially being like an indie hacker with one of your first projects that we'll get into to now
Yeah.
joining Vercel in a little bit. That's awesome. But yeah,
Yeah. So, when did it click for you that you want to be, dealing with computers and writing software and designing stuff? Like, how did you arrive at the decision to spend your life on this?
So yeah, that's a great question. So like in India, we have this. So like from our 10th standard onwards, we have a choice to pick a subject. And I chose computer science because I was in love with computers from very first. And like I was living in Jammu and Kashmir, which is a very like not say like so it's a very remote location in like India, like not the state, but the place where I lived was a very remote kind of area, and there was no like they were like first time the like internet was introduced there. So like my family was pretty privileged, and like I got an internet connection there. So yeah, from that way, like that place only, I got into internet and like exploring a bunch of stuff. Got into like YouTube and stuff, and yeah, so that's how I like basically my thing with computer started. I got started with this virtual boxes and all, installing Linux and this crazy shit like this. So yeah, after that, like when I was in 10th standard, after my like everything, so I asked my dad to like, okay, dad, like, can you build me a PC and all? So I was fortunate enough, like he agreed to this, and I got a PC to build. It was like pretty, like I would not say it's pretty over the top in the specs and all, but it was kind of good. So yeah, that's how I like started with computers and all, and I usually play a lot of games, basically story games, not the arcade ones. So yeah, so from the very start, I'm loving the computers. So that took me. So basically, in India, if you have to like take an admission into a university or a college, you have to give an exam. It's called JEE. So I got a decent enough score to get into admission in a computer science degree college. So my college is Triple IT Delhi. So It's a decent college. I'll not say like it's very good, but yeah, the people there are very very cool. So I got into triple IT, and then like everything started from there, like computer science and all. So yeah.
Wow. So you covered the entire journey, but man, do I have a lot of questions about everything you mentioned. You play video games. What kind of video games?
So like the basically story driven first person, like not first person, like third person games. So
Oh,
like let's say God of War, Last of Us, like the games like this. Yeah,
interesting. Okay,
yeah,
so video games is fun, and your dad built a computer for you. Do you know by now how to build a computer for yourself?
yeah. I pretty much know. I watch Linus Tech Tips all day when I'm free. So yeah,
Hells yes. Awesome.
That's the
yes,
best way to do it. Now I wonder,
yeah,
it was a Windows machine, I would
yeah.
assume.
It's a Windows.
So every like young kid that had a Windows machine and like messing with VirtualBox always went on the same route. Did you try to go on the route to get Mac OS running in VirtualBox so that way you could have a Mac? Yeah, every single person that I knew who wasn't like really into tech and like had a Windows machine would be like, all right, I remember it so clearly too. You would download like the 16 gigabyte files of like the cracked VirtualBox VMs that would supposedly run Mac OS, and it was it's just so much viruses and stuff like that now. But like, those were the good old days right there. I remember that. It was amazing.
Interesting.
Yeah, like I was able to successfully build a Hackintosh. So it
Nice.
was, yeah. So it was pretty crazy, honestly. Yeah,
Yeah.
like once in a lifetime experience, but I didn't like Mac OS then. Like I am like pretty much used to it now. I've been using it for like 4 years, and since ever since I'm loving it. Initially, I hated it because of reasons, like from a gamer point of view. So
Right.
yeah.
Can
Yeah.
you even build Hackintosh nowadays with them going all in on Apple Silicon ARM architecture?
Yes, but it's finicky. It's finicky.
Let's see.
Yeah. So it was Mac OS Mojave, if I remember,
Ah,
which I installed.
that's a good model. That's not terrible.
Yeah.
So when you were doing your CS degree and stuff like that, I'm sure you had side projects. What were
Yeah.
some of the side projects that you were working on?
So like initially I started with the college projects and like basic assignments and all. So what I did in those assignments, like to just add a little bit of myself into those projects. So like let's say if I have to build a terminal project, or let's say mimicking terminal in C. So I'll make sure to have that ASCII art and also sort of stuff into it. Like not making for the stuff of like just for the sake of building it, but uh, let's just adding some pinches of like little bit of these things that makes it unique and all. So yeah, so I got those projects initially, but as my summer vacation started, I got into web development and all, and I really loved it, web development and everything that React has to offer. So yeah, so and then I came across Notion. Like I was a huge Notion fan, and like I'm still am. And then, like I was wondering because you have to set up a pretty huge like for a wait list, you have to set up databases and all everywhere. Like, and I want to simplify that process. So what I did was I built a simple Next.js and Notion waitlist template. And fortunate enough, it got pretty views. Like at that time, I had like 50, 60 followers on Twitter, and I launched it there, and that post got 10,000 views. So it was pretty mind blowing to me. Like stuff like this blows up on Twitter. So that's how I became active on Twitter and all. So yeah, that template is now on Vercel template store also. So yeah,
That's
that's
awesome.
pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So even from the early days, you had already gotten your hands into the Vercel ecosystem just a little bit on like
Yeah.
templates and whatnot. That's super cool. So while you were working through that, um, there was just how did you find the time to balance like school and like side projects, or did you not have time and you just kind of like made time?
Yeah, so like as I said, I did most of these projects in my summer break. So But I didn't stop there. So when university started and all, like when everything resumed, I got into a habit of building stuff that I like. So I just keep on exploring stuff that makes me feel like, oh, this seems nice, and like I should build something with it. So like at that time in 2023, 2022 time, there were like so many videos booming around of YouTube, like Just Right Coding
Yep.
has this pretty cool, amazing projects like Brixit and all, Reddit, like making clones and all. So yeah, so that thing excited me, and like if these guys can do stuff like that, so why, well, like what's stopping me to build so? But
Right.
yeah, that thing caused me like some my grades dip a lot because I was more focused on the side projects thing and like not focusing on the studies. So I took a small break and then I focused on the design aspect more. Yeah, like taking more like studying design, like what makes design the good design and everything. So I explored VR and all stuff in my college itself. So like my college was fortunate enough to like have a VR headset, and there so we had MetaQuest 2. So I built two projects for MetaQuest 2 and all. So yeah, it was pretty amazing.
That's super cool.
Interesting. So you said your grades started slipping. Like, how bad are we talking?
Mm, so like I'm not a like top guy in like when it comes to grade. So I'm pretty average if I have to rate it. So my grade went to like from B to C or D, something like that.
I
So
see. I
yeah,
mean, it takes a lot of courage to ship while studying. It's not for
yeah,
everybody. Like, we're only humans after all, right?
And I think
yeah,
one of the biggest parts of it is once you start shipping on the side, and especially with Twitter, you can realize how successful you can be without college and like without your alliance. And then you go back to like this is literally what I'm going through right now. Like I just started back school, and I'm sitting here in class, and like I had an intrusion detection class, and they're like, we're gonna go over some web exploit basics, and I'm like, this just is boring to me, and I gotta go do the work. I could be doing so many other things, but it's one of the things where it's like you just gotta stick through it because you just realize you're like, man, why do I even need this? But to anyone listening, do not drop out of college. Just do it. Okay, if you're in freshman year and you're making over $1 million, you can drop out. It's okay. Anybody else, stay in college.
No,
Anyways,
drop out. Don't listen to him. I I I
yeah.
I I, I genuinely believe education is very overrated.
yeah,
Yeah, so I was telling, like, I am like what I am today is because of my college only. I had a huge, like, not, I'll not say huge, but a pretty good connection of my friends who were very supportive from the start. So yeah, that really helped me to like ship things because whenever I build something, I just share it in like WhatsApp group of my friends, and they were like, "Okay, this seems cool, and like we should copy it or something." So yeah, that encourages me to initially build stuff. So yeah, that that was pretty cool at that time.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, let's talk like how you got a bunch of exposure on Twitter because that's where I've seen you. T3 chat. So you just made a logo for fun, and suddenly Theo is shouting you out. Walk us through the story. What happened?
So yeah, that's a pretty crazy story if I'm not gonna lie. So that thing started. So I was in my college library. I was waiting for my friends to come, but they were pretty late because it was raining outside. So yeah, I was bored and I was just watching like random YouTube videos, and I came across like some guy. Like I pretty much know Theo from very start, but I was not more into it, as in like like I don't watch every videos or like go into every live stream and all back then. But I came across this app and I was like, okay, this app looks really cool, and he built it in 5 days. But when I looked at the like when I saw like thing well like once, which is the it was basic. So I did some like I hopped onto Sigma and uh, but that because expecting you before like like times I was but it came in.
So that like a sign of kind of a full go.
Initially, it's pretty much that to me, like I don't know, still pretty so yeah, then me on DMs had but because call we have uh, different okay or will so no problem to idea okay I would make work with you of us and to lower and blue to like much of our me like any kind of thing space and yeah as
I think that's that has sort of like known, and he just that I where him job, but if you don't even ask for like that you did, hey, tons of what it could be like on. That's when you're like, oh, money, hey, get like, then there's much actually like, and really to see insider, it feels that you this built this new for it. You are
you are it was Dominic on so where he's going to he did stuff I was the start get started uh if to the design but when I really proposed that go thing like after some time redesign mobile mobile ad, much better. He added group and Discord. Uh,
so all that then you get to action used by of thousands of users. How did that feel?
like version was I wrote a big Notion doc with domain everything. I don't like it got for it public had access and all was the team. Yeah, yeah. After that, isn't like just like uh, deserve some detail could so let's keep on here and everything in the cell chart in the you'll see UI like what was just the text in a grid layout or something. So I proposed that card thing and it got merged into the production. So yeah, that's amazing that I did something and then I for uh, if and OCR thing 43 chat and yeah, that was something really proud of to be working on a chat app that is used by hundreds and thousands of users.
Oh
Right.
So
yeah,
yeah.
definitely. So this is probably the first AI app that you. Would that be fair to say?
Yeah. I mean, I built some of the like stuff. So like before that, I built so when I built a template with Vercel AI SDK when it was initially launched. I think it was version one, if I'm right. So I built this. So back then, the Grok didn't had a Vercel AI SDK. So I built a pretty basic Grok SDK, like implementing basically Grok thing into Vercel SDK. Like, how do you call? So I didn't honestly nothing. It's just a API URL thing, and I just changed, swapped it, and call it a Go, and it also gained a bunch of views.
Okay.
So yeah, so
Yeah,
I'm just into more random stuff here and there. When I see something booming, I'm more willing to try than any other else. Yeah,
sure. But the AI, this entire AI thing, right? It's relatively new for the industry. It boomed
yeah.
very quickly. Um, I'm just curious, what did you learn about designing for an AI chat app specifically? Like, this is a very different kind of consumer application.
So like I thought so my design background is pretty weird because back then like from first semester of my college we were taught how to do prototyping in Figma. So I used to like get involved in Figma pretty like right from the very first like how does this frame and all work because back then when I was in school I was more into the Canva designing and all, so I did make some posters here and there. And then when I started in college I started with Adobe Photoshop and Illustrator, then Figma. So yeah, that gave me a bunch of design sense. And one like one credit like I want to give it to my friends. So I got into hostel in my second semester, and I got a floor where everyone on the floor was a designer. So in my college, there are multiple degrees. So my degree is computer science and social sciences, and
Right.
everyone on the floor was from computer science and design. So they were like doing design day and night and everything, like also studying computer science, but more into design, I would say. So yeah, I got their opinions on how to build stuff and all. So yeah, that was the like changing moment of my life because when I saw pretty great designs, like but they were more like graphic designs or not say the UI design. And talking about this AI chat app thing, like how did I get into designing for AI and chat apps? So it was like not very like different from like the other design for me because I generally vibe design. So
Right.
if I have to like if I see something that is not perfect, I just have to like manually tweak it something to feel it like it should look like right. So yeah.
Right. Yeah, because the current AI UI tools right now, I just feel like they aren't correct. It feels like we're in a very early iteration stage because everything's chat based and there's no sort of like
Yeah.
this native integration of like AI. How do you see like the future of AI user interface and user experience?
Yeah, that's a great question. I'm thinking about this a lot. So I feel like voice-based interfaces are the future. So like everything that like because the voice is the fastest way to communicate to another person or like something. So voice-based prompting. So like right now I'm saying many apps implementing voice-based feature. So like just typing it, but it just type and like then you got everything like in a chat-based interface, which I like don't like. But more like calling something. So like calling someone and getting answer pretty quickly. So that way it feels more realistic, I would say. So yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if you know anything about me, but I work for a voice AI company called Vapi, and that is exactly my vision for the future of digital experiences. Also, voice is going to
Yeah.
become a big thing, a big part of
Yeah.
it, and like even okay, rent time, Apple Siri. What the freaking disaster! Honestly, I'm driving around my motorcycle. I can't do anything with my phone with voice commands because Siri, not good. Why is that? Multi-trillion-dollar corporation. They have the technology, they just don't want to solve it. Sorry, rant over.
No, it's so true though, because I have a Tesla, and Tesla recently released the Grok integration, and I'm like, oh, this is amazing. I could be like, hey Grok, go ahead and uh, set a trip for Chick-fil-A and then my girlfriend's house or something like that, and then it would call MCPs or whatnot, and then path plan, and then add it. But Grok is only in chat only mode, and I'm like, what? Why would I just want to chat with Grok while I'm driving? I feel like this is just not how it should work. Why is there no integrations? It feels like there's such a disconnect between that type of stuff. But yeah,
Yeah, like I imagine a future when, like, let's say more like Iron Man's Jarvis. So you command something and everything just happens automatically. So let's say you have to check your calendar. Do you just say, like, check my calendar, and everything will like, just be there in front of you, and your every app or like everywhere that you've signed in is automatically synced with that AI technology. So that's a future that I imagine. I hopefully became true someday. Yeah.
right. So we'll pivot over from T3 to Vecto 3D.
Yeah.
40,000 visits, 1,000 GitHub stars in a couple of months. Why did you start it?
Yeah, it was like a random thought of a. So I was doom scrolling like everything, like every side project started from doom scrolling, if I'm being completely honest. So I was doom scrolling Instagram. So I did an event back in second year of my college. So it was a big entrepreneurship summit. So I was the head of design there. So for that event only. So yeah, so we had some 3D logos of that event, and I was just scrolling and just checking something, and something clicked in my mind. So I want to recreate that experience. So I hopped into Blender, and then I like see everything is super overwhelming because it's been a while since I used Blender. So I hopped into Blender, and then yeah, it just not felt good. So what I did next was I just saw a couple of things online. So let's say like I have an SVG or something kind of logo like PNG or SVG. I want to convert it into 3D. Right. So there should be an easy way because that task seems pretty easy. You have to just extrude it in a on axis. So yeah, that just like how do I say this? So it is it was not good honestly. So I hopped onto Google and checked bunch of websites. I came across one website which let you convert SVG into 3D, but it was a paid service. And being a student and like also from India, everything is pretty expensive. Even chat GPT subscription is honestly super expensive before T3 chat. So yeah, uh, so that thing just stuck into my head and like how can I simplify this and all stuff like that. And that time V0 came into my mind, and I just hopped go to V0 and I just write a prompt, okay, make an app which can convert a SVG into a 3D model. So, and it did it in first go, and I was super surprised seeing the result. It was not perfect like when I first tried it, so, but that thing gave me an idea or some sort of I don't know, like imaginary power or something. So yeah, that's how I started building it. And overnight, I think I spent 3, 4 nights working on Vector 3D. So I download that V0 project into Cursor and then like just write coded something and like then some manually coding something here and there. And that's how Vector 3D came into it.
That's
Yeah.
cool. So it's like an early V0 iteration that then you just kind of kept iterating on and just finally deployed.
Yeah. So yeah, that was one thing. But like the converting 2D into 3D is pretty common. I mean, everyone can do it. How can I do something different? So that's how I added that vibe mode, that lighting effects and all. So back then, Perplexity was booming with their like awesome mid-journey artworks and all. So it was having a dream-like sequence and everything. So that thing came into my mind. Okay, can I do this for 3D objects also? So I wrote a prompt in Cursor and I did it again. So yeah, that is just blew me away. So yeah,
Wow.
that was
That is
something. So
that is literally like mind blowing that you can now just with natural language create such software. It's crazy.
yeah. So I recently created one more app which is Pixelwave Studio. It's completely made in V0. It took me 102 iterations to get there, like the stuff that I imagined to be good.
Wow,
But yeah,
102.
so yeah, 102 prompts of V0. So I did it in free zero weekend. So I mean, I took every free credit that I had to like maximum limits and everything. So yeah, that was something. So it was Canvas API vibe effect, like more like retro CRT effects, but you can do on images and you can export it as MP4. So that was amazing. And
Yeah.
V0 did it for me. Like all like okay, it took me 102 iterations, but yeah, we got results. And at the end, everyone cares about result.
Yeah. That is crazy. Like I would not think that would be possible by end of 2025 to do such a thing with just some prompts. That's crazy to me.
Right.
It makes me wonder like what's going to happen with software a year or two from now. Like we're going to be getting custom software on each request now, like created for us by LLMs. Like what's next? This is crazy.
Yeah, it's definitely the era of personal software. Like even what I was doing, like my little vibe coded app that just connects in with like one of my banking routers to show like my my money in transit and everything like that, where it just shows the accounts and the lists and stuff like that. And that was literally a Claude Code vibe coded app that I just opened up Claude Code, made an Xcode project, and just went like, hey, make this, use this API, have this API key set up, and boom, it was done. And it just worked. So it's definitely the era of like personal software. I would believe.
Yeah, and one prime example of this is Rio from Cursor, like head of design from Cursor.
Oh
He
yes,
made
yes,
operating system. Like it's pretty mind-blowing to me. Like like such softwares can be built just via natural language. So yeah, that was pretty amazing. And like I honestly recommend everyone to like just go once, try out Rio OS. It's pretty awesome, and it will blow your mind.
yeah. We'll have to get Rio on NextDev and some of the Cursor team
Yeah.
to talk more about that. But yeah, so we'll kind of pivot to open source now.
Yeah. So yeah, for me, like open source is something that makes you feel transparent or more like responsible for what you are shipping to the user. So and I do open source because I want people to see my stuff and like to gain more visibility, if I'm being completely honest.
Right.
And it's not just something because if I can do it, everyone else should be able to do it also. So that's my philosophy of doing open source and everything because I believe code should be open source. I mean, not every code is supposed to be open source, but like if you are making something and it's for public and it is free, so it should be open source. Like why are you paywalling your customers? So yeah,
Cool.
like for
Because you
me,
built
I am
you
not able to. Yeah, so like for me, I'm not able to like afford some of the stuff here from here in India because that stuff is pretty expensive. So what I do is convert like make a open source alternative to that, which is free. Like for like generally I use build software for myself, but if I'm being happy with the stuff that I build, I just share it in public. So
Right. Yeah, no, that's yeah, I feel like that's a lot of people where they want to build, like obviously we saw with like all the open source alternatives to stuff where it's just like it doesn't need all the features, you just need the core features, and you create the open source and it's free and you don't have to pay $4,000 a year for something like that. Now, after you worked on T3 Chat, if I recall correctly, you worked on intern3.chat. Is that right?
oh yeah, so intern 3 is a pretty crazy story. I mean, it is basically built for Clonathon. Not like it was a submission for Clonathon. I am not allowed to say anything beyond like of for Clonathon because Theo is responsible for Clonathon and he just asked me not to spoil anything about Clonathon right
Yeah.
now.
There
I'm
you
still
go.
waiting, like my team and everyone is still waiting for the results. So yeah, that is something.
That's awesome. Well, we will eagerly await results of that. That'll be super cool. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, and then obviously with open source, you're obviously a lot more visible and a lot more engagement with the community. How has that worked out for you in that sort of like you could share what you've done and not have to worry about people like stealing your code and whatnot?
Yeah, like I usually never worry about stealing or something, but I usually want people to credit, like just give a credit or something. Okay, this guy made it and we are using it. So that's all I want. I usually make everything that I make open source and MIT licensed. So I don't usually care about like, okay, you are allowed to do anything you want with the code. But yeah, like if you're paywalling that same thing, that might be an issue. So yeah,
Yeah.
that is something to keep in mind.
So open source for the win. Love it. I believe in that myself. But I'm curious, what would be your advice for people who are trying to put more stuff out there online but don't know how to get started?
So I think everyone should start from basics itself. Like right now, I know these vibe coding tools and everything can make you stuff, but you won't get to a point. Like after a certain point, you will feel okay. This is not working for me. So I think everyone should first learn to code, like because coding will change how you perceive the world around you. So like for me, when I go to any website, I see a bunch of random stuff like animations and like how this is working and like the database and all, everything, how it's connected. So I'm not almost always correct, but yeah, that is something of the like first thing to just learn how to code, start from the very basics, learn to read how to read documentation first of all, and yeah, like vibe coding. Um,
Yeah.
it is proving pretty good, honestly. But yeah, don't depend on vibe coding. That's what I'm uh, asking you to say.
Yeah. Honestly, I wouldn't believe myself. Like I'm saying this, but yeah, you do need to learn vibe coding. Like a year ago, I would say that's crazy. Don't do that. But yeah, learn vibe coding. It's good for you. Um, Anywho, you being online, you being public, you publishing your work, actually got your career quite far, if you ask me. Look at you go. You got about to join Vercel, and congratulations on that, by the way. Can you tell us a little bit how that opportunity came your way? Like, how did that happen?
Yeah, first of all, thank you so much for like Vasil. And yeah, I'm still grateful for Guillermo and Manuel for this opportunity, and somewhat Theo also, because he was the one who like boosted my visibility on Twitter pretty much. So yeah, I'm thankful to these guys a lot. So how did it happen? So as you know, I made Vector 3D, right? So
Yep.
when I launched Vector 3D, I was not expecting something major to happen. But after a few hours of posting it, Guillermo, the CEO of Vercel, he reposted Vector 3D, and it just blew me away. And on that night, like 3 a.m. in the morning, I got a DM from Theo. Like he's saying that Guillermo loves you, and he texted me at 4 a.m. So yeah, that thing just literally blew me away, if I'm being completely honest.
It's funny. It's
So
funny you mentioned that because when we first started the stream, G popped in and said just he saw that you were in and had to join. So it's just like that, even more that outward bias that knows you're not crazy. It's just that
Yep, it's
outward
true.
confirmation.
yeah, so like G is pretty chill, extremely chill, and very nice and kind human, I would say. I mean, everyone I met on Twitter is very nice and kind. Like I don't know, like if it's me only or with someone else, but yeah, everyone is pretty chill and like they're doing crazy stuff on Twitter. Yeah. So after that, so then a recruiter, like next day, I checked my mail on 22nd of March. I got an email from a recruiter at Vercel saying they liked my project, that waitlist thing, not Vector 3D, that waitlist thing that I made a year ago, and it's on Vercel template store. So that recruiter tagged me, okay, this is cool, and we want to talk to you. And then we hopped on a call the next day after some time. I think after some time, yeah. And I showed my interest to them that I'm more interested in the design and everything. So they scheduled some of the interviews, and after clearing interviews, uh, so the process is very long for me. Uh, so yeah, after clearing interviews, I'm here now. It was self joining the product design, like joining as a product designer
That's
in
awesome.
Berlin.
That's
Yeah,
In
super cool.
Berlin. So you're
yeah,
about to move freaking from one end of continent to the other. How does that make you feel?
yeah, yeah. Honestly, it feels pretty scary at first. So I had a choice to move to Canada or Germany. So I showed my interest towards Canada more because there was no language barrier for me. Because in Canada, most people speak English. But in Germany, they are like they speak German because German is their most spoken language. So, but because of my like the things that I done, so like I was recently graduated, as you know, and uh, I don't have any work experience, like working in a corporation or something. So Canada government just like they don't want me there for some reason. So the next option was Germany, and I was like, okay, let's go to Germany. So yeah, so that's how the Germany thing came.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you'll do just fine, dude. You don't have to worry about nothing. You can just do things. I mean,
Yeah,
look at how far
exactly.
you've gotten by just doing things online, right? So just keep doing that.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it just blew me away every time when I think about this. So like you just have to be consistent and just do the stuff that you like not I'm not telling you to do the things that I do because my path is completely different from like the rest of the world. Like everyone has their own line that they have to walk, and you have to just enjoy it. Like I was not supposed to, I don't know like if I'm supposed to be in this line or something, like because on a random day I logged into Twitter, and ever since I started using it, and now I am having a job at Vercel. So that is pretty crazy. You just have to share the things you like, and yeah, people will follow you, and like people will eventually notice you, and you might get crazy rewards out of it.
Yeah, and people really underestimate consistency. I really love that you brought that up. Consistency beats talent, like all the time. So show up, people. Keep showing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's super cool. So we got about 13 minutes left, and we'll begin to wrap up. But before we do that, how do you see yourself with this like student hacker mentality and mindset? See yourself integrating with like Vercel? How do you what do you think that's going to look like, and what are some cool things that you would love to ship that you're would maybe want to do like a wish list per se?
So my wish list is making a browser for Vercel or like at Vercel, because browser is one thing that I'm really hyped about. I love art, as you know. I'm pretty vocal about it. It's the best piece of software for macOS and everything, but they abandoned it pretty much. So yeah, the like I really want to work on a browser thing. Like if it is what I'm supposed to do at Bhushan, because I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I've not been in touch with myself because I'll start my job when I'm in Berlin. So right now I'm waiting for my visa and everything. So yeah, that is something I really want to work on. Like a browser or some kind of a native AI interface. Like just we have talked a voice command assistant. So kind of like Jarvis, but it will let you connect with every Vercel project or like help you to see stats on the go. So something like that.
Right. Yeah, I agree because everyone else is trying to have like their AI browsers, and I feel like if you just make it like the the developer's browser, so it just everything's
Yeah.
integrated and stuff like that, that would be a great thing because everyone has these AI browsers, and I have Dia unfortunately on this MacBook, and
Unfortunately.
I know I need to switch to like Arc or something like that, but the worst part about it is when you enter, I think it's an 80, it's if it's above 80 characters in a string of like a search query, it will automatically default to chat instead of search mode. So like when I'm pasting like a code error or something like that, it goes into chat mode and then it's just the LLM junk. And I'm like, no, I want Google. And yeah, so if you go to Vercel and you create a browser, then oh, that's gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
Awesome. Yeah, everybody wants to do a browser now, as you highlighted. That's an interesting development. Like about a month or two ago, the general sentiment in the public was browsers is too hard. There ain't no way anybody's gonna try to do nothing. But then you can just build on top of Chromium, right?
right.
Uh,
Yeah.
I mean, still,
Yeah. For
Chromium is very
me,
hard to build on top of.
yeah. So for me, the UX is the main point of building a browser because I love Arc UX and everything like the sidebar and the spaces, the Arc Boost feature where you can tweak any website you want. So stuff like that is pretty amazing, and that minimal UI because you just have a sidebar that you can hide and you can get a full screen overview of everything that you want, and that too on Chromium. So that is like when I started using it, so it just blew me away how good it is. But they abandoned it and um, back to Chrome
Yeah.
or Helium. Yeah.
So sad. So sad. All right. Well, we got about 10 minutes, so I'll let Goose begin our wrap up.
Oh yeah, wrap up. So, uh, I'm really, really curious. Your career is just beginning, but where do you see yourself like 5 to 10 years from now? Where do you want to be?
That's a like a really great question. So I have not decided it yet, like where I want to be, but I want to lead a team, honestly, in sort of a like or like be a very good designer after learning and having such long experience. Because at first, and like this is going to be my first job, so right after the university, which is pretty rare for like considering if you are from India. So yeah, that is something. So after like the 5 year plan is not right in like I don't have in my mind, but I really want to be a leading a team or like working. I mean, I don't know like if I'll be at Vercel or something, but yeah, that experience that I'm going to get in Berlin, especially with the design team, is what really excites me to like just get started as soon as possible. So yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, obviously, you're still fresh out of university and stuff like that, and about to go into this job. But what advice would you give to other students and young developers and stuff like that who want to like get noticed the same way you did and like build like along a similar path?
Yeah, so I did nothing crazy if I'm being completely honest. I just did what I love. So I love design, as you know. So I ship bunch of Figma things that I like bunch of prototypes or like I like building stuff in general. So I build random stuff. Some of them like got huge success, and some of them okay, mildly successful. So yeah, so I just want people to build the stuff they like and like not to go or like follow a path that is defined. So my path was not defined, and I don't think if you work on a path that is like defined, you like you'll get somewhere, but if you want to achieve more than that you can ever wish to, so you have to be some like different and like just share things that you like and just show your value, like how you can bring value to a certain corporation or company.
I see. All right. The final beloved next dev question. If you could go back in time and talk to a version of yourself from 10 years ago, what would be one piece of advice? Oh, no, not 10. Sorry, too far. 5 years ago. What would be
Yeah.
one piece of advice you would tell yourself?
um what's that one piece of advice? Mm, that's a tricky question. So I'll I think I teach myself AI stuff or something, or is that a concrete answer to this question?
I mean, AI stuff wasn't even around 5 years ago, was it?
It
I
was like
mean,
GPT two, and like really wasn't like, yeah, I
yeah.
don't know.
So I don't know like what I'll do if I like okay, so yeah, to be in a great network, I would say, of
Yeah,
people.
network, meet
Yeah,
people.
Yeah.
network is really good because then you can use those connections and stuff like that. Because I feel like a good solid network is better than any job that you can ever get because that's like your foundation right there. You know, so yeah, I think that's a good answer.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Awesome. Well, now you get the beloved 1 minute to plug yourself. Where can people find your work? Where can listeners follow you and follow your projects and follow your journey at Vercel?
Um, so like I'm mostly active on my Twitter account. It's B Laksh, so BLAKSSH. So it's B Laksh. And I usually post stuff there, or you can follow me on GitHub by my name, Lakshay Bhushan. Yeah, I post like most of my stuff is open source. If I if I'm launching stuff like some stuff or like I'm teasing something, be sure to check GitHub because you might see some things over there. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah, follow this guy at GitHub. This guy shits.
Yeah, he does indeed. I mean, if G and
Yeah.
Theo are very interested, then you should probably be interested as well. Well, thank you so much for coming on. It was an absolute amazing episode today. I learned so much. I know Goose definitely found a lot of it great. But yeah, thanks for coming on.
Yeah. Thank you
Of
for having
course.
me once again.
Thank you to all of our viewers and listeners, whether you're watching live or watching the recording. And thank you to CodeRabbit for sponsoring all live next devs. Be sure to check out CodeRabbit at devlink.run/CodeRabbit. And yeah, we will see you guys till next time. Peace.
Peace.